CryptoKids, there's absolute carnage on the streets for Bitcoin and the altcoin market. Bitcoin down to $63,500 officially, 50% down from all-time highs. Unbelievable. I know a lot of you are wondering, like, how worse is this going to get? Well, the next level of very important support for Bitcoin is the 50,900 to the mid $60,500 range. These are the levels that Bitcoin found resistance in back in the first half of 2021, and then support in the second half of 2021, and then support in April of 2024. So the next major support line for Bitcoin is that 60.5 to 59.5, but until about then, there isn't much we can say that can produce a sort of at least hammer reversal candle or a bullish harami candle for Bitcoin. And I don't feel like catching the falling knife. I want to at least see a sort of candle like what Ethereum did in 2025 April. Like, you got this beautiful hammer reversal candle, and then I started scaling into positions. And with Ethereum, we have confirmed the breakdown a while back, but we've warned you with the head and shoulder pattern. If we see the break below, then we can reach the $1,900 to $2,000 price levels. And right now, Ethereum is sitting at 1,868. Are we still even bullish on Ethereum? Can Ethereum ever do anything? Well, we will jump into that. We will also jump into XRP and Solana. Sadly, XRP and Solana did quite good in the cycle, and because they actually did quite good in the cycle, they are at risk of seeing big falls. I mean, AVAX didn't do well in this cycle, so it's already tested its prior bear market low, and it can't really go down much more. But things like XRP, things like Solana, things like BNB, they did very, very well. So now they have potential more losses to make comparatively to the rest of the altcoins. So we will go through these things in fast, short, and informative detail. So make sure you stick around until the end, and make sure to subscribe for daily price updates here on the CryptoKid channel. I mean, we've been pessimistic and bearish for a while, ever since $97,000. And yeah, today Bitcoin is sitting at the 60s. It is sitting at 60,600, and until about 59.9 to 60,050. I can't make the case of any sort of reversal for Bitcoin. I want to see some sort of a bullish harami or hammer candle structure before I jump in. It just feels wrong to catch a falling knife. I've been taught to not catch falling knives, both by my technical analysis books and both with experience. So I'm going to still hold off on Bitcoin. I'm still holding off on Bitcoin, but trust me, we're here every single day. And as soon as I see a candle like what happened with Ethereum in April of 2025, I'm going to pull the trigger and jump into my first sort of DCA long. In April of 2025, Ethereum was capitulating with the Trump tariffs, but you got that hammer candle, and that's when we went into Ethereum positions. I took some profits from my Ethereum macro longs when we were breaking below the head and shoulders pattern, because if we saw that break, it's a macro pattern, and given where Bitcoin is going, it could have resulted in a dip all the way to 1.9K, we said, and that's basically where we are today. I'm actually not so bearish on Ethereum. I think we're still doing pretty fine, and as long as we hold this line of support, which is at $1,800, and as long as the weekly candle is able to close above that, I mean, you're still in a bullish ascending continuation pattern. So if I can see a similar candle to what we got in April of 2025, to what we even got at the bear market low in 2022, then I'm going to jump into an Ethereum position, Ethereum long position alongside a Bitcoin long position. I would rather long Ethereum at these prices than I would at resistance. So Ethereum is another one that I'm strongly considering to going into. But apart from Ethereum and maybe AVAX, because we've already come down to like the bear market lows, which we said we would close that wick that was created on 1010. I can't be so optimistic about the rest of the altcoins, because the rest of the altcoins did well, so they have more runway to drop to the downside. I did my final buy the dip for Solana at the mid 80s, and now I'm going to just hold off from buying Solana. I'm not selling my Solana. If we confirm a weekly candle close below this, now what has become a triple tops neckline, then I think we could see even a drop on Solana all the way to $30. And that's where I will be accumulating next. And I know it looks scary, and I know it is extremely scary to even think of that possibility. But hey, it is what it is. This is how bear markets go. And People make the mistake of thinking it is going to be different this time, but the realities are that it's probably not going to be different, and this can last a while, and we're just going to learn to cope with it and just survive, right? It's all about survival. We survived the last bear market, and we will survive this one, and eventually markets will reverse back to the upside. Another altcoin that did very well in the cycle was XRP. We made a video earlier on today and made an update on the Telegram community whilst XRP was still over that 1.4 level, saying that the next level of big demand for XRP is at the 50 to 60 cents. Now, this isn't hate on XRP. This is just highlighting what has happened historically, which was XRP seeing major pumps to the upside and then sort of a double toppy structure, and then you go back into the lows that you were trading at beforehand, and you sort of consolidate and you do nothing for a long time. And I would be careful if you're an XRP holder. You know, that's probably a fate that you may likely seem to face. MSTR has officially come down to our predicted price, actually. If we go and search for MSTR, we said when we were trading it around, let's go ahead and try to find that chart. And guys, I refuse to check my altcoin portfolio. Like, forget Bitcoin. It's down already 50% from all-time highs. Forget about Bitcoin. But I really don't want to check my altcoin portfolio. It's going to give me anxiety. It's not going to be fruitful. Let's see. Here it is. Now that's Bitcoin. We did the top predictions for Bitcoin in November. This is MSTR. So when MSTR was at $198, we said that we would come to 107. Well, we're at 105. So we've done that. And I think this is a good level of support. Would we create a head and shoulder pattern? It's possible. It's too early to tell. But if we do, at least there would be a little bit of a bounce. This is very good support for MSTR. You had your all-time highs from 2021 at this line. So if you're a dollar cost averager into MSTR, this is a potential good level to be looking at. The S&P is continuously falling, and it just doesn't look good. But hey, can't do anything about it apart from coping with it. And if we're believers, buying the dip. So try to sleep well tonight. Try to do your best and get some sleep. I've been not catching much sleep, and I want to get some of it. Otherwise, I won't be able to function. So that's the plan, guys and girls. But thank you for watching, and hope to see you guys soon. Take care, and as always, bye-bye.